Perfect. Okay, so I wanted to share some resources with you that the library provides. And so it's not rocket science, interactive science resources for your classroom. So the first one is called Gale Interactive Science. This is a TextQuest database that the state of Texas has just purchased for all public schools. So just before I demo this for you, just so you know, it has over 200 interactive sessions. It includes a plethora of 3D models. There are guided interactive lessons. There are self-quizzing activities. And your students can access this at home or at school through our library Mac and Via page. This is what it looks like when you open it up. It goes into Gale Interactive Science. You can scroll. There's different, obviously you can see there's biology, chemistry, earth science, human anatomy. If you had a 3D printer, you could even print a 3D model for your students to have as a tactile. The ones I wanted to show you in particular, these are ones that I just saw that I know that y'all cover, like cell nucleus. You can even do dissections on here. So for instance, if you were doing the fetal pig dissection, you could wait for it to load. While it's loading, just so you know, each one of these you can see over here on the right, it has information that shares about whatever the topic is, and it does read it to your students. So if you have those emergent bilinguals and you need to differentiate, this would be a good tool. You can go through, it'll give you information about the fetal pig. You can go in and it'll talk to you about each of the body parts. And it even has, like, everything is drag and drop. So you can move everything. At the end of every activity, there's a little quiz. Now, this won't grade your quiz and you won't be able to record the grade, but you can have the kids do like a self-assessment where they answer the questions and label the different parts and all of that. So just kind of a cool resource. They also have it on more complicated topics like mitosis, meiosis, and you can go through and it takes you through each step. And once again, it's all tactile. Everything can be moved. The great thing for you is that when if you want to assign these for your students, they have a ton of ways to share. You can link to activity, link to slide. You can just click the send to button. You can send it to your Google Drive. You can email it, but you can get a link and just give that through your Canvas page and your students can access it that way.
So no logins required?
If they log in through Mac and Via, they should not need a login, no. And I will do a click sheet showing you how to access all of that.
Would be wonderful.
So when you were moving the tile, was it the tiles that you were moving? Is it the words that you're moving?
I'm moving, like on the fetal pig, I'm moving the actual body parts, but that'll show you what it is and you can adjust those, but then
you adjust where
you can
it
move
points it to so that you can read it.
Yes, and you can pull out the spinal cord or whatever and go from there. And you can make it bigger, so obviously it's easier to adjust. So that's great, and it's free for you, paid for. It's a library database that's new and updated for you.
So if I want to get on it right now, just check out so I can follow along. Going through the
Ready Hub.
Thank you.
To Mac and Via, and then to databases.
Thank you. Sorry, I missed it.
So Lightbox Books is another resource that our library has purchased for you. What these are is they're interactive books. You can get them as an ebook or as a physical book, and they have embedded resources like videos, web links, activities, quizzes, keywords, a ton of stuff. They also have that audio feature that reads to students. So if you need a student who is dyslexic or needs to have it read to them for comprehension, they can do that. You as teachers can access the physical books. I have them pulled behind the library counter and through the ebooks. And the great thing I love about these is you can just share them with a link. So here's an example. This is the one on plant cells. I am going to preface this with these are geared towards middle school, but they're complex topics. So it doesn't hurt to have a lower level thing when you're doing something like this, and you just click open and you'll see the entire text right there. The book is the exact same thing, but it shows you the whole entire book. You can go down here and there's different activities. So you can see videos. When you click video, it shows you all the pages that has a video that enhances what they might be reading. You can do activities, web links, there's slideshows. When you click on a page, it will pull up the text. And then, like I said, you can click here and it'll start reading, or this is the video, but it'll share the video to the kids. And then if they click on the speaker, it will read it to them. There's just a whole lot of different interactive features, and there's also supplemental activities. So like you can go in worksheets. I know they're not the best, but you could use these if you needed like a simple formative assessment. It's got things that you can assign to kids and download and share that way. The really cool thing is once you're in here, once you get the login, you can just click share. And like I said, you have this link, you share it to your Canvas page. The kids can access from your Canvas page. They don't have to touch the physical book in any way, shape, or form. And that's just you for a teacher resource. These are all of the ones we have in our library that you are available to check out. We have most of these as a physical book and an ebook. So if you wanted the ebook, just come see me and I can pop the link to you. If you use the physical book, it will have you type in a code and then you have to say, what's the first word on page 15? But once you get that link, you can share the link without having to have your students do that. So that's another tool. The last thing I want to share with you is it's something I purchased for the library for Naaman, through the library for Naaman this year. It's called Breakout EDU. If you've ever done an escape room, this is how to bring escape rooms to your classroom, and these are pre-made for you, so you don't have to make one. We have 10 sets of physical boxes in the library that have locks, number locks, color locks, key locks. But we also have digital breakout games because I've paid for 30 teachers to have platform access. So if that's something you're interested in, I can give that to you. And what this is it's an online system where you can go through and you can search for games. So if you're interested in this and you want access, it would come to here and you can search. You can just type in something. So say you wanted to do something on photosynthesis, you would type it in, and then it pulls up all the games that relate to photosynthesis. It'll tell you what grade level they are and all of that. You can also search by subject. So you could go through to science and search just biology, and it would pull up all of the games related to biology that you could do. What I want to show you specifically, so these are two of them that I know that, yeah. And so like Restore the Reactions, when I was at Rowlett, we did this with some of our classes. And what it does is, so this is a physical game, you would need the kit. But once you're in here, it walks you step by step on how to set it up. It explains to you how the kids do each lock. And then all you would have to do is click Game Resources. It opens to your Google Drive, and there's all the clues that you would have to print off. And if you were using this and you wanted to do it, just Nikki and I could print all the clues and laminate and do all of that for you and go from there.
No, it said that, did you just say it's a kit? There's a physical portion to it?
So there's two options. This particular game, Restore the Reactions, is a physical one. So we would print these clues and then we would help you set up the boxes themselves. So they have actual locks on them and the students solve using what they know to get into a lock.
Okay.
Those are those ones we've done before in training that
Yes.
we couldn't afford.
Yes. Well,
Carole Jane has a bunch of the boxes.
I purchased
Is
them.
that what they are though?
Yes, it is.
She's an expert at she's amazing.
Those are
at
pretty dang
clues
cool.
and
Have you ever
setup.
seen
Mhm.
those before? Yeah.
So the other thing I wanted to show you is how this would look if you did the digital one. So like there is this one, the Cell Soccer Season. So this is a digital one. So if you didn't want to mess with the locks, if you were worried about having kids touch those, you could do a digital game and you would just click Play Game. And then it takes the kids into this platform system and they click Start Game. And then they go through and they do the clues. It expands clues. It has an immersive reader. It reads things to them. So you have that built-in differentiation. So that's just another tool for you. And that's, if you want to use this, talk to me and I can give you an access code.
Real quick on that,
Mhm.
that digital one,
Mhm.
are they on Are they grouped? Like, is it a team working together?
It's
Or there's
totally
one driver, but you can still put people together?
it's totally however you choose to run it in your classroom. I've had teachers run it where a digital one, everyone did it on their own. But I've also had teachers run it where typically if we're doing a kit, like we call them the locksmith, and you have a group and one person is in charge of recording the answers for the entire group and other people have assigned roles. So almost like if you're doing a lab, you assign people different roles. It's the same thing. And they can go through here.
And obviously then you can do them teacher-led if they were really hard.
Yes. And I can actually make these for you. So that's kind of my specialty. So if there was one that you couldn't find in here, so say you wanted to do one on, I don't know.
Energy transport.
Yes, that. And there wasn't one available. Thank you. What you could do is you could tell me, hey, here's what I need the kids to know. Here's some content that we've studied, and I can create one for you. And then you can do it. That's my job, is to sit here and make your life easier. So just as
That'd be neat for upcoming lesson planning.
so this is just how I can help you. If you need help with how to access these resources, I can make you click sheets, I can make you videos. If you need an extra set of hands because you're doing one of these and you want to make sure that all the kids are logged in, but there's one of you and 30 of them, I can come in and help make sure that that process goes smoothly. Or like I said, if you have an idea, but you don't have time to plan for it or do it, I can create it for you. So, and then
Thank you, Miss Johnson.
problem.
Yeah.
then there's
She's
my
good.
contact
Mrs. Johnson.
information.
So you had, there was the Gale Interactive, what was the second one?
Lightbox.
Lightbox,
Mhm.
okay.